In Port Sudan, Yasmin waits under a makeshift tent with her 6 children. Like many others displaced by the war, food aid is her family's only reliable source of survival. She fled her home in Khartoum 2.5 years ago. Since then, the monthly food ration has been the thin line between coping and going hungry.
I've been displaced again and again, and I lost my husband in this war. He was killed in Khartoum. Now I'm in the Far East with my 6 children, surviving on almost no aid. We try to manage on our own, but there is no steady work, no income. Every day is a struggle, and the situation feels completely hopeless.
Now, that lifeline is under threat. The WFP says dwindling funds could soon force it to scale back operations across Sudan, a country facing one of the largest humanitarian emergencies in the world.
Right now, there are more than 20 million people who are struggling with acute hunger, and among those, there are more than 375,000 people who are struggling with famine. Most of those people are in Darfur and Kordofan, and namely in Kadugli and Al Fasher.
Years of conflict have devastated Sudan's economy, disrupted farming and trade, and displaced millions. According to aid agencies, food needs are increasing, but the money to respond is not enough. Global crises elsewhere have stretched donor budgets, leaving Sudan increasingly overlooked. For families like Yasmin's, a cut in aid would mean fewer meals, or none at all. Humanitarian workers warn that children, pregnant women, and the elderly would be the most vulnerable to suffer, with malnutrition rates already alarmingly high. Aid agencies say without urgent funding, it will be forced to make impossible choices, deciding who eats and who goes without.
WFP requires around $695 million to make sure that we are not reducing assistance to people that need it the most. And this needs to be covered before April, as by then, WFP might have a breakage in its pipeline.
For Yasmin and millions of others across Sudan, the fear is painfully clear. What happens when the food runs out? As the war grinds on, aid agencies are warning the world and Africa not to look away from a crisis where hunger is no longer a threat, but a daily reality. Neba Muhiddin for SABC News, Port Sudan.